Sagittarius, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. Thank you so much for joining me on your reading for June. So we're going to use this month, guys, the This Might Hurt Tarot deck. I haven't used this in a while for the channel, and I love this deck. It's one of my favourites for sure. So what we're going to do is just going to put one card down at the top to have a look at what you need to be focusing on for the month. Okay then, Sagittarius, so this is the reading for June. What do you need to focus on for June? Right, so the Fool. There's something about needing to free yourself with the Fool energy. Some of you guys need to seize new opportunities with the Fool energy. Some of you guys need to have faith in the unknown. You need to take a risk for some of you guys. That's what the Fool card is. Fool card means new beginnings, taking a risk, fresh start. But it can also mean being stupid or being foolish. Depends on what falls around it. But this is about believing in yourself. This is about being unafraid. This is about letting go of baggage, letting go of fear. He's about to jump off a cliff and he's not even seeing it, you know, because he's so confident that everything will be fine. Let's have a look at what's going on underneath this. Wow. You've got this Knight of Swords energy. So Knight of Swords is all about movement, fast movement, confidence, aiming for your goals. Moving into something greater than yourself when you get the Knight of Swords. It's also a card about drama, but it's a card about confidence and motivation and being a very driven individual. Also, Knights represent movement. So when you get a Knight of Swords, if you're asking a question, when will this happen? That's very fast because it's a very fast card. Could almost be immediately. Okay, Hermit. Okay. So we've got a card that is fast and one that is slow. But also the Hermit is looking into the detail of something. Okay. It feels to me the Knight of Swords is moving. The Hermit is examining. He's examining the Knight of Swords. It almost feels like there's a need to examine perhaps. I'm wondering if this is somebody's motivation for doing something, because the Knight of Swords is motivational. He's motivated and he's driven. So with the Hermit, it's ruled by Virgo. They're very detail orientated, and it may be that this month there is a need, Sagittarius, to examine with this Hermit the motivation of another with the Knight of Swords energy. You've got a Knight of Coins now here. Two Virgo cards. This is somebody who's taking something slowly. They're both examining things. This person is very methodical and very methodical, traditional, and also likes to take things one step at a time. Best made plans is the Knight of Pentacles. Doesn't like rushing into anything. He's not a rusher. Okay, so this person is moving towards something. This is the Nine of Cups pays off. So hard work and effort pays off with the Nine of Cups energy. Or this person has a physical desire for happiness, or is physically driven towards accomplishing something. Wow, and you've got the Ace of Wands. And something new beginning, something manifesting here. The Nine of Cups is where you get what you want. It's a card about manifesting a dream and a desire, and the Ace of Wands is almost like you want. So it's almost like it's almost like something manifests really quickly with that Ace of Wands, because Ace of Wands is very quick. It's almost immediate, and this manifests very. But I think with the Knight of Coins, some of you guys are taking a very sort of methodical look at something manifesting quickly, or something, you know, something that a dream that you have manifesting or coming to life really, really quickly with this Ace of Wands energy here, because the Ace of Wands could be, I mean, you can also read the Ace of Wands as like a yes. When it sits next to a card, it affirms it. So it could also be that the Nine of Cups is being affirmed by that Ace of Wands, that your dreams are going to come to fruition, for example. And this is a dream and the Ace of Wands is coming out. So this is the dream also coming to fruition here. But the Knight of Coins is practical and methodical. These two cards, this one especially, not so much. You know, it's almost like you have to take a methodical look at whether your dreams are going to come to fruition, or you have to work hard towards the dream coming to fruition. So perhaps you, with the Hermit energy here, Sagittarius, need to kind of assess. This could also be information, news, because the Knight of Swords is news and it's information. So there may be a document, for example, that you really need to look into the detail of. I think here with the Knight of Pentacles, it could be because there's a sense of needing to be quite realistic with this Knight of Pentacles energy about something that you want, this dream coming to fruition with the Ace of Swords. So it may be that you need to look into perhaps the words or the information or some form of communication here. Gemini rules communication, I think. It's a communicative card. So, and the Knight of Swords is news coming to you. So the Hermit is looking into this Knight. You need to examine, but also movement, and examine motive, but also examine the detail of the wording, the information here, because it could be that it's going to take a while as well with that Knight. Knight of Pentacles is slow moving, so it could be because it's going to take a while for the dream that you've got literally to sprout up with that Ace of Wands to come to fruition. So you really need to, I think there's two things. You either need to examine your own motive with the Knight of Wands, Knight of Swords energy here, or maybe somebody else's motive, or there's some form of communication or information here with this Knight that needs to be examined by that Hermit, because it could be that this Nine of Cups, this dream, this hope, this wish that you have, this desire, it could be with the Knight of Pentacles. It's actually going to take a bit of time, or it may be that it's going to take a bit longer, or it's going to take more work and effort before this Nine of Cups comes to fruition. So it might be somebody said to you. So therefore, I think that the message for the month so far is it's not about focusing on freedom as such, but it's focusing on, I mean, it's not reversed, but it's focusing on something new, an opportunity here. Are you thinking things through, or are you just going gung-ho? He doesn't think anything through, he goes gung-ho. So there's a need to focus on intentions and motivations, but also whatever this opportunity is. Is it right? Is it wrong? Is it something that needs more examination? I think it does. Two cards here. If you look at the cards and where they're facing as well, we have two very detail-orientated cards. We have the Hermit who looks into everything, examines everything with a fine tooth comb. The Knight of Coins, which is very strategical. He too examines everything. He's very methodical. He likes to take his time. He likes to plan ahead, all of that type of thing. Both these cards are facing into cards that are very sort of spontaneous and very airy-fairy. The Nine of Cups is all about your dreams, your wishes. I think with the Ace of Wands sprouting up, coming to fruition. The Knight of Swords is all about movement. This could also be progress. So it may be that something is taking time to progress here. It may be with the Knight of Coins energy that there's something to do with business, or there's something to do with the inner workings of something. And it may be that something is going to take a bit of time before the dream comes to fruition. Some of you guys, it may be that you've got a dream to move, perhaps, with this Ace of Wands being moved, travel. The dream is the Nine of Cups. So it might be for some of you guys, you've got a dream to move home. It may be with the Knight of Coins energy, this is going to take a bit of time, and you've got to really kind of look into the detail of this move. It may be that progress is a bit slow, because you've got one fast card, one slow card. So it may be progressing towards something is a little bit slow here, okay? It may be that there's a lot of kind of red tape and lots of hoops to go through here before the dream is even realised here, perhaps, of this. We do have the Ten of Wands, which is the struggle card. Okay, there's something about moving here, but struggles are going to shift because the Six of Swords is shifting this. Okay, so I do see struggles shifting. But I think that you've got to kind of just, it's either that struggles will shift and it'll be slow because the Four of Swords isn't necessarily moving. So it's kind of like a bit of a delay, or it's slow, or you've just got to surrender and let go and struggles will shift. Seven of Coins, something about the need to review with the Seven of Coins energy. All right, the Four of Cups is disinterest. and lack of interest. There's a lack of interest with this card. So there's a need to, do you know what? There's a need to review for some of you guys something that you wouldn't do before. Now, when you get a card like the Seven of Coins around the Four of Cups, the Four of Cups, you see this cup here, it's saying, I don't want this. But this is something you turned down before, and it's saying you need to review this again. That's why I think that the struggles that you're under for some of you Sagittarians are very slow to shift. This is slow because it doesn't move, this shift. So whatever struggles you're under, they're slow to shift because you need to re-examine something that you turned down before. So there's something here that you need to be doing again, Sagittarius, in order to accomplish a success for something. And you need to examine the progress of something here as well. The movement, how fast. So I'm not going to say that this is actually examining a motivation. So I think for the month, we'll go back over this in a minute again, but I actually think for the month, this is actually with this fall energy doing something new. I think that this is a month for doing an opportunity. You need to focus on doing something new, taking a risk on something. And I think that that risk that you need to be focusing on, Sagittarius, is in that Four of Cups. I think it's the very thing that you turned down that you need to focus on doing again. Okay, because you need to be examining the progress of something. Some of you guys, the progress has been slow. You've been struggling to progress with something. Knight of Swords is progress. Something moving fast, something moving forward. But for me with this Ten of Wands, it feels to me that something has been slow. You've been struggling to progress with something. And now you're needing to examine not only the progress of this, but how do you shift the Ten of Wands? How do you shift the obstacle? Because the Ten of Wands is an obstacle card. So how you need to examine, how do you shift this? Now, you've got two cards that can talk about shifting, and they're shifting that Ten of Wands, right? So you've got the Six of Swords and the Knight of Swords. How do you shift this? These two cards are shifting the 10. So these four cards here, this is a month for examining how am I going to shift Six of Swords, Knight of Swords, that 10 of Wands. Because some of you guys are literally struggling with something, I think, Sagittarius, and there needs to be a focus on how you shift that struggle, okay? Now, the Knight of Coins, I think, is saying that, okay, so this month you're focusing on how do I shift this struggle, right? Because, and I think it's because, whatever the dream is that you want to come to fruition, the Ace of Wands is sprouting up. So when something sprouts up, it's showing in the physical. So in fact, Ace of Wands, especially the Ace of Wands, becomes almost like an Ace of Pentacles because it's showing itself to us, okay? So this Ace of Wands, I mean, I could have affirmed the Nine of Cups with that Ace of Wands, said, yes, this is going to happen, okay? But I think it's slowly. I don't think it's that, though. I think that this thing, the reason why you need to examine how you shift Knight of Swords, Six of Swords, that 10 of Wands, is because whatever the desire is, whatever the physical desire is that you hold with this Knight of Pentacles energy, it's going to be very slow. It's going to take time before the dream, the desire of the Nine of Cups energy comes to fruition with the Ace of Wands, okay? So I feel that, so for some of you guys, and there's two cards here that would actually indicate the need for contemplation. I think with the Four of Swords and the Seven of Coins, you need to kind of take a step back with the Four of Swords energy. Whatever you've been doing with that Knight of Swords, whatever progress you've been trying to make in something, you need to put the brakes on it with that Four of Swords, and you need to kind of take a step back and contemplate. Contemplation and review something that you wouldn't do before. You need to take a second look at whatever this is. Because there's something here, Sagittarians, that you guys wouldn't do. And you said, I'm not doing that. I don't want to do it. But the universe is saying to you, I think, you need to kind of re-look at whatever this is again. Because you've got this examination card of the Seven of Coins, this review, and the contemplation of the Four of Swords. This. Around this card, kind of sitting next to or to it. So I think you need to re-examine something that you wouldn't do before. Take a second look at it. Because you turned it down and you said, I'm not going to do it. But I think the universe is saying, guys, you need to re-examine this. Because what you've been doing so far isn't working. There's all of these obstacles in the way with the Ten of Wands that you're carrying. And you need to examine, I think, how you shift. Six of Swords and the Knight of Wands, they both move. This one struggles. These two move at a nice pace. This one struggles to move. So you need to examine, how do I shift the obstacle? Okay? Because movement has been very slow. Okay? Something that I'm physically desiring here is taking time. Okay? It's taking a long time for my dream, my hope, my desire to literally start to show in the physical. Start to take shape, to come to fruition. Therefore, maybe I need to take a little bit of a back step here and do a little bit more thinking here and review, I think, with this Seven of Coins, something that I turned down before, which is why this month you need to focus on doing something new with this Fool card. You need to focus on taking a risk. The risk is in the Four of Cups that you turned down, I think. So I think that this is a month for re-examining something that you turned down, because whatever what you're doing right now just simply isn't working for some of you guys. So you really need to take a re-look at something that you said that you didn't want to do before, because it might be that this very thing is the key to getting exactly what you want going forward. Okay, that's it, Saggies. If you'd like to order a reading with me, click on the link in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys on the next one. I've got some other videos going up as well. Pick a deck. It's all about love. So we're going to be doing that next. So yeah, keep your eye out for that as well. Love you loads. Take care. Bye-bye.